I have sisters in school.
So guys, what happens when a Dangote truck crushes someone that you love? Who is actually responsible under the law? So recently, BB Niger Season 7 winner, Fina, the sister was actually involved in a ghastly motor accident. She was actually crushed by a Dangote truck being driven by an unlicensed driver. And she's actually left in a very bad state. One of her legs has been amputated. The other one is at risk of being amputated. So Fina has actually been online trying to get Dangote's attention. So now the big question is, first off, is Aliko Dangote personally liable to take care of Fina's sister? And secondly, what does the law say about the traffic offense involved? So under Nigerian law, there's something called vicarious liability. It means that an employer is legally responsible for the wrongful acts of the employee, so long as those acts were committed in the line of duty or in the course of his duty. Here, it is obvious that the driver was actually driving Dangote's truck and it was in his line of duty. So even though Dangote himself was not there and may not even know the driver personally, the company can actually be held liable for the accident. The fact that the driver had no license even makes it worse because that is negligent hiring. Companies have a duty of care to ensure that they actually employ qualified drivers and make sure that their driver's license is up to date. Now, it doesn't even end there. Driving without license is actually an offense under the Road Traffic Act and the FRSC regulations. The law is actually very clear on that. You cannot drive a vehicle without a valid driver's license. So in this case, the driver is not only liable civilly, he can also be prosecuted for traffic offense. And the company, for allowing an unlicensed driver to use its truck, can be held accountable for negligence and breach of that statutory duty. If neckless or negligent driving is even proven, the driver could face stiffer punishment because at least the accident has caused grievous bodily harm on both Fina's sister and the driver of the motorbike. So is Dangote personally liable? Usually, no. The liability falls on Dangote Industries Limited, the company, and not Aliko Dangote as an individual. Aliko Dangote can only be liable if only you can prove that he knew about or authorized the use of unlicensed drivers in his company. But Fina's sister and the driver can actually claim damages against the company. Compensation can cover the medical bills, loss of income, pain and suffering, and the long-term disability damages, because I heard both parties are in a very critical condition. So they can actually pursue that against the company, and the company will be held liable to pay. I know that this is Nigeria, and most times the law protects only the rich, but you just have to do your best as a human being. The law is clear. Traffic offenses carry both criminal and civil consequences, and victims of negligent driving actually have enforceable rights. Do not keep quiet. You have to speak out. You have to protect your name. You have to protect your family. You have to keep calling out those people until they do the right thing. In as much as I heard or I know that the management of Dangote actually released the statement as at yesterday. But remember, justice must not only be done, but it must be seen to have been done. On that note, you have to stay informed. You have to stay empowered, and you always have to stay on the right side of the law. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse. All right, guys.